Alright, here's the truth. A lot of people don't know how to think anymore. Most just spit out opinions they heard somewhere, convinced they're experts on stuff they barely understand. These days we're drowning in loud voices and hot takes. People ranting about the latest thing they're supposed to care about. Politics, celebrities, whatever's trending. But here's the kicker. Half of it's garbage. It's shallow, thoughtless, and doesn't mean a damn thing. Now, I'm not saying don't care. I'm saying care enough to actually think. Because real thinking, the kind that questions, that challenges, that digs beneath the surface, is in short supply. And the funny thing, that kind of thinking is what makes you a little immune to the BS everyone else is just blindly swimming in. That's where critical thinking comes in. Because it's hard. It takes time and guts. It's way easier to grab whatever opinion's on tap, wear it like a badge, and think you're doing something meaningful. But critical thinking isn't about jumping on trends. It's about holding an idea in your hands, looking at it from every angle, and asking, is this actually true? Descartes, a guy who knew a thing or two about thinking, said, if you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Don't be afraid to rip an idea apart, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable. That doubt, that digging, it's what separates thinkers from parrots. So how do you start thinking critically? Here's a big one. Slow the hell down. Don't rush to have an opinion. Pause. When you hear something, ask yourself, where is this coming from? If you're reading something, check the source. Ask yourself, who benefits if I believe this? Most people just absorb ideas like they're sponges. Next, try writing things down. When you're wrestling with a tough question or an idea you can't quite shake, put pen to paper. There's something about writing that makes you face your own thoughts head on. You'll see gaps in your logic, little assumptions you didn't even know you were making. It's raw, it's real, and it forces you to be honest with yourself. And here's another thing. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Half the problem with people today is they're terrified of admitting they might not know it all. Newsflash, you don't. None of us do. Socrates, one of the wisest dudes in history, put it simply, I know that I know nothing. Embrace that mindset. Knowing what you don't know is powerful. It opens you up, makes you curious, and stops you from becoming one of those people who are loud but clueless. It's also essential to engage with diverse perspectives. Read widely, books, articles, and essays from authors who challenge your views. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything you encounter, but exposing yourself to differing opinions sharpens your ability to analyze and understand complex issues. It allows you to build a more nuanced view of the world, moving beyond binary thinking that oversimplifies reality. Moreover, practice articulating your thoughts. Engage in discussions with friends or colleagues where you can express your viewpoints and, just as importantly, listen to theirs. This exchange of ideas is crucial for growth. When you explain your reasoning, you clarify your own thoughts and can identify weaknesses in your arguments. You may find that your opinions evolve through these discussions, and that's a sign of a growing mind. Recognize that feelings can cloud judgment. When engaging with controversial topics, take a moment to step back and assess how your emotions might be influencing your views. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, rather it involves acknowledging them and ensuring they don't overshadow rational thought. This balance allows for a more objective analysis of issues. Remember that it's a continuous process. You'll never reach a point where you have all the answers. Instead, embrace the journey itself. Remain curious and committed to lifelong learning. Recognize that life's too damn short to waste on opinions that aren't yours and ideas you haven't really examined. Thinking like this doesn't mean having all the answers. It means being willing to look at things honestly, to stay curious, and to never settle for easy truths. In a world that's moving faster than we can keep up with, there's something downright rebellious about thinking deeply, thinking clearly, and refusing to be swept up in all the noise.